Look, y'all, I got something to say. The way this dating market is today, I sometimes thank the Lord that I am single. Okay? Welcome to another episode of Chelsea's Live Line. I'm so excited to see y'all here. It's been a while. I should be saying hey stranger to y'all, but I know y'all be saying the same exact thing to me. And I'm just really thankful to be back and be in the midst of what I say is a hot mess. Yes, hot mess, y'all, where dating today is reaching an all-time extreme when it comes to the lack of respect, the lack of boundaries. When I say lack of respect, I mean when it comes to two parties and also when it comes to lack of self-respect. We no longer care about ourselves, and how can we expect somebody else to care for us as well? That's why this whole dating scene, talking, courting, fill in the blank needs to be reevaluated. I've gotten to the point where I just say I'm thankful for the peace I have, and I want to give a shout out to those who are in relationships. And let me actually rephrase that by saying stable relationships. For those who are in stable relationships, stable marriages, not situationships, because you know that's not stable, that's real rocky. But for those who are in something stable, thank God that you are able to be in it. This dating pool, this dating, whatever you want to call it, is not for the weak. All right? It's not. And just because it's not for the weak doesn't mean that people should settle for anything that they see that gives them the time of day. I just think that we have to have those standards. You already know what time it is. And the reason I'm making this episode here is because I follow a page called Not Your Typical Woman where it promotes safe relationships. It promotes dating etiquette, how you're supposed to do things. However, there are women who send questions into this particular Instagram page in order to get a response from us, the community. That's why today I'm going to read a particular post that I came across, y'all. And it just makes me question why these women set themselves up for failure. Because you make a mistake once, shame on you. Make a mistake twice, same thing. But three times, look, it's you. Look in the mirror and blame yourself. Like K. Michelle would say, blame yourself because at the end of the day, you are the problem. Nobody else but yourself. So let's go ahead and look at this particular post and let's dissect it together. Why don't we? Dating provider, high value, and see, I can't even get into the post good because one thing I'm going to tell y'all is this, or ask y'all is this, what is high value? What is high value? It depends on the person that's defining that, right? If you want to know what high value is, you need to call up God and get the real definition from him. He's as high of a value as we're ever going to get. So when I hear high value, it depends on the person I'm talking to because high value to you could be, let's say Applebee's, but to high value to somebody else could be Fleming's, Morton's, right? It all depends on your taste buds. It all depends on your previous experiences. Because again, your childhood determines your nowhood. So just because you're saying high value doesn't mean he's high value to everyone else. Let's get that correct. That's the first thing I would say. Also, he's caring. He's a thoughtful man. And to me, if you're telling us all of this about this man, then why are you even getting to asking us a question about this relationship, right? Because if you know, you know. If you don't, if you're confused, then that relationship isn't for you. But anyway, let's continue. We truly enjoy being together and are very attracted to each other. Talk openly about marriage in near future, etc. He's also great with my 6-year-old son. Suddenly, trying to dominate what I do on social media, which is very little. I don't post other than kids' birthdays per his request, insecure about other men. However, he now is sending me screenshots, men that I'm friends with and demanding that I delete. I explained that some are classmates and business acquaintances. I'm not caving and calmly standing my ground. He says it's a matter of respect. Meanwhile, he's unfollowed a few trashy women from his account, but still continues to follow many. I don't want to lose the relationship over such silliness, but also dislike this attempt at control. Advice, please? Thank you all. And to be honest, when I first read this post here, I thought instantly about my previous ex, to be honest, because it rings a bell to me when I hear that someone is trying to control your social media, control who you have access to, and that's just the start. That's just the start. See, this is what people have to realize. This is why I tell people all the time that social media is your online resume. What you display is what you want people to portray you as. In other words, this person, when he got with you, should have realized that he didn't like something on the social media then. And before he attempted to make your relationship exclusive, he should have made sure that he addressed any concerns he had at that moment. Because this is what happens, people. This is what happens, people. You get into a relationship with someone, and then now you start telling them what you don't like about them. After they are already made up in their mind that, hey, this person likes me for who I am. So why should I change now? Why should I change now? Because they obviously love me for who I am. And that's what we think coming into relationships. So when we hear somebody else telling us that they don't want to be bothered with us because of this reason, or do this and I'll like you more, or do this and everything else will be good. No. That is a problem, and it's only going to lead to more, because I'll give you a story myself about some of the stuff I've been through, right? For example, I had a personal trainer. He was a male personal trainer before I got with my previous ex. Male personal trainer. That's who I was going to, because I didn't have a personal trainer at all, but my personal trainer at the time, he reached out to me. Well, actually, I was working out at a gym. Let's see, franchise gym, and he was a trainer there. He saw me, and he said, hey, you look like you could be able to do well with personal training. Why don't you check out my sessions and see if you like it? That's how that initial relationship started with my personal trainer, right? Being able to go to his gym and then get workouts on from there. That was fine. I was making progress and everything. Everything was going good. I knew he had a wife. I wasn't interested in him or anything. However, you can tell somebody all of this information and they still will feel some type of way for whatever reason, for their insecurities. However, I decided to leave my trainer after my ex made it a big thing, saying, oh, go ahead and get rid of him and this and that because I'm not comfortable, blah, blah, blah. Whatever reason. I didn't want to argue back and forth, so I decided to get rid of my trainer, thinking this will be the end of it. This will be the end of all the complaining, the nonsense, and whatnot. Yeah, I was incorrect there. I was incorrect, y'all, because what happened after that is that there'd be something else. Here comes the social media, and that's why I resonated with this post, because next thing was social media. You got rid of the trainer, you got that check off. Now I'm about to figure out something else to complain to you about, should I say. And that's where the social media came up, where I had people on my social media that I already decided to create a spring cleaning session for myself to go through my social media after the pandemic and get rid of any guys I knew I wasn't interested in but may have been interested in me. Because I wanted to remove any distractions, because as we know, distractions can become the main attraction. So for that reason, I decided to be proactive and get rid of these individuals. And I encouraged him to do the same. I said, if I'm doing this spring cleaning, make sure you do it too, because I don't want any pop-ups. Because at one point in time, he had one girl that maybe he talked to at one point texting him, hey, big head, are you married again? Or whatever the case may be, right? So making sure that you cut off the ties. Y'all got this baggage, and y'all wonder why y'all have these extra baggage fees when you get to the airports. Y'all got all this baggage with you that you keep bringing on. Hold it on. Every pound counts. Every interaction counts, and it weighs and it weighs, and it gets heavier and heavier to the point where you're so used to it, you don't realize that it's attached to you. You don't realize that. But back to my main point, cut off the people. That's what I was doing. I was cutting off the people, and I was hoping he was doing the same, but he would prolong it. He would delay it. He'd get rid of some folks, and I have to ask, who is this person? Who is that person? And I don't want to have to be like that, but that's just how it became, because he wasn't as eager as I was to get rid of the past. And you have to pay attention to that early on. And that's one thing I do now is I'm going to pay attention to your resume. In other words, I'm going to pay attention to your social media just like an employer would, because that's the closest thing to you. That's something that you interact with at a certain cadence, a certain frequency, and it will allow for me to understand who you really are behind closed doors. You may not like it, but it is what it is. You have to keep it real, because these men will get silent when you talk about social media. But at the end of the day, it tells you who that person is. It at least gives you enough glimpse to know who you are inspired by, who you follow, what are you passionate about. You'll see me, I follow LeBron James, for example. I love basketball. I've been a King James fan since I can remember, right? I follow gospel artists. I follow these people, follow that people, and it will give you, all of those people I follow will give you a glimpse as to what I'm passionate about. Who is leading me, right? Because I'm following them. Let's keep it real. But I will continue. I will continue. So again, I had started deleting people. He started deleting people. Then it became a big thing to him where after that happened, here's the next thing. I was going to the gym. I stopped going to my trainer and I went back to my franchise gym I was at. Then the next thing became where he would say, okay, you shouldn't go to the gym at all because I can't go for whatever reason, so you shouldn't be able to go as well. So stop the whole process. Y'all know I was losing weight at one point. For those who don't know, I used to be 220. I lost 70 pounds, gained a little back. Now I maintain it. But regardless of all that, I'm here to say that I was trying to lose weight. And he halted that process saying, you can't go to the gym. And I knew that was the final straw at that. You're trying to stop me from being great, stop me from maintaining my health. Right? And that's the worst thing somebody could ever do for you. So it just starts with one thing. That's why you have to be so careful with allowing people to control you who really aren't you. You can't let nobody control you. You can't. I don't care who it is. Sorry. But this is why I get back to this point here of how she's saying he's sending screenshots demanding that you delete these people. Then who's going to be next? What's going to be next? And what I don't like is the fact that he's still following some of these trashy women as you claim, but he's telling you who to delete. But are you telling him who to delete? I doubt it. And that's why he thinks it's acceptable. That's why I say, you've gone too far with this. You've gone too far. Y'all should at the beginning address these concerns. He shouldn't be telling you about who to delete now. No, he should not, because everything was going so good. Y'all say y'all enjoy being with each other and everything. And that's why I tell you, social media adds another factor to these relationships that have never existed before. Way back when, our parents or grandparents, etc., they didn't have all these distractions, and that's why they could maintain that bond between two individuals. Now you got you, me, and he, and what we gonna do, baby, is the question. You, me, and he. Think on that for a minute. We got too many individuals in the midst of our relationships, and it's really spreading ourselves thin when we think we can entertain other people, whether it's physical or not. Y'all think that the only way to cheat on somebody is to physically cheat. But no, you can emotionally have an affair with another individual when you're entertaining them in the DMs. Maybe you're not even saying a word, but your actions are speaking louder than those words. And let me tell you how. When y'all over here on social media liking and engaging with these different women or different men that you're attracted to, what signal do you think that's sending? And even if you aren't attracted to that person, but you're liking their photos and interacting with them, that other person could be attracted to you and send you a signal back, start liking a couple of your photos, and y'all going back and forth. Back and forth. What is the end goal? I must ask people today with relationships. Therefore, lady, I will tell you this. As she says, I don't want to lose the relationship over such silliness, but I also dislike this attempt at control. Yeah, that's a problem. When he's telling you to delete individuals out your life, knowing that they were there before you, and if they haven't tried to talk to you in the past or anything like that, then you should be okay. He should be okay with them being on your social media. But I say the best thing really is to keep that social media stuff at a minimum when you have a relationship with someone, because y'all will let the internet become y'all significant other than y'all real significant other is. And literally, y'all wondering why these relationships are going sour. The reason they're going sour is because y'all have allowed social media to redefine what relationships look like for y'all, because y'all follow these people on social media I don't even know. And y'all really think that people are going to put the worst moments on social media? Okay. Think again, and we can be so naive, but all I say to you is this. Ladies and gentlemen, please scan that person's social media like a particular recruiter would scan your resume. Pay attention to who they following, what their lifestyle is, and what message are they trying to convey. Because that will give you a glimpse into who that person really is. And that's the best way to know. Do you think somebody's really going to present their worst self at the beginning? And if they do, they're a dang fool. If they do, they're a dang fool. So that was from Not Your Typical Woman on Instagram. I just wanted to show y'all today that this is what women are going through. They're going through the battle of having to delete this off social media, delete that. And I can tell y'all from experiences, I have gone through the same thing, a battle of deleting this off social media, changing your phone number, stop going to the gym, and I had to gain weight because of that. Stop going to your trainer. It only progresses. The hierarchy and the levels of control will continue and continue if you don't address it at its purest form. All right, y'all. Well, that was a quick video with your girl Chelsea from Chelsea's Live Line, of course, and hopefully I'll be seeing y'all soon again on these YouTube streets. Until then, stay safe and stay blessed.